What up? It's Jimmy from odds.com. This is a clip from our big NBA show. To check out the entire show, hit the link at the bottom of the screen. It's available exclusively on odds.com. But other than that, let's get some cash. Let's get paid in full. Let's have a big day. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for your support. And let's eat. We move on to one of my games. 8 p.m. Eastern, Minnesota Timberwolves, 7-24, 3-13 on the road to Chicago Bulls, 14-16, 6-9 at home, United Center in Chicago, Illinois. And I had to pause myself. Now, I look at this and I think, oh, the Bulls -4.5, which is what it opened at. But it just felt like a spot where the markets, the books are asking you to bet the Bulls. And we know how that works out. It works out very poorly.
Terrible.
And I couldn't help myself. Like I couldn't stop my finger from clicking the button. Within 30 minutes, it's a -4. And I'm like, oh, God, like it really upset me. It's back to 4.5. But this line is confounding. A lot of 4.5s, mostly 4.5s right now. There's a couple 4s. This totals at 227.5. One book has dropped a point on it, but Wolves pace last 5, second slowest in the association, 29th at 97.57 possessions a game. Bulls pace last 5, 12th at 100.21 possessions a game. For the life of me, I don't understand how the Timberwolves could only be 4.5-point dogs. And I don't mean to just repeat myself, but in the NBA, when something's too good to be true, it is too good to be true, and you're going to get cut.
Yeah.
Minnesota in the second half of back-to-back, they lost 139-112 last night, Milwaukee. Now, when I made the bet, it was late in the first quarter before the Bucks had pulled away. And I was like, ooh, shit. I was like, oh, man. The Timberwolves going to give them a game here. It's going to be tight because I wanted it to be tight.
Right.
Now, that's not what happened. They lose. The T-Wolves lose 139-112. Cat goes for 26 points, 11 assists, and 8 boards. Malik Beasley goes for 26. It was their 5th straight loss, 9th in 10 games. And it was their first game for Chris Finch, who was an assistant coach for us, for the Raptors, before Ryan Saunders got fired. Ryan Saunders was really dealt a tough hand. I'm not saying he shouldn't have been fired, but you got to look at the roster and the continued changing faces. And how is a coach supposed to make that work?
Yeah, Jimmy Butler when that situation was going on, right? Yeah, he had a tough situation from jump.
Yeah, and you understand why Ryan gets the job. I mean, Flip is everything to that franchise. Yeah, D'Angelo Russell, as you guys know, out of the lineup till late March or early April. So it was Finch's first game, and I know a lot of cappers like to back a team with the first game with their new coach. It wouldn't have worked. Is it going to work here? The Bulls are playing good ball. 2 straight. They've won 4 or 5 as well. Coming off that 120-100 win on the road versus a very short-handed Rocket squad. It was the first time in 10 games that Zach LaVine didn't lead the Bulls in scoring. Kobe White went for 24 points and 10 boards. Only picked up 2 assists. LaVine scored 21. He didn't have to do more than that. They've handled the loss of Lauri Markkanen and Otto Porter very well. I mean, I noticed it wasn't on your card, Wham. How do you not take the Bulls here? It's going to be a very public play. We know how those work out. I'm getting more and more nervous the more I talk about it, but I already bet it. Timberwolves, Bulls, take it away.
I mean, let's look at it. You took the better defensive team as of late, so that's always good news, and possibly the better offensive team as well. I mean, the last 5 games, I mean, I didn't count in today's game because, you know, I didn't think that today's game was going to matter about the identity of the Timberwolves. So as far as the last 5 games for the Timberwolves, they have been ranked 26 in points per game, so they haven't been scoring. And on the opposite side, this defense for the Chicago Bulls, they're ranked number 4th in opponents' 3-point percentage at 29.8. And then they're also ranked 7th in opponents' points per game at 108. So they've been holding opponents to a tough cookie as far as when you go out there and play them. And now they're at the house. They're going against a team that, as far as like talent-wise, is kind of not really that much talent. You do got Malik Beasley, who's playing lights out, having a career year. Does look like he deserves all that money he got. as far as, Cat, it does look like, he's bouncing back, getting back to his form. I like the, jumpers that he's shooting in front of Giannis today. It was really nice to look at. But other than that, man, I think they're going to possibly run into a team that's going to play a little bit more defense, a little bit more effort. I like Kobe White, what he does in certain spots. He is a little bit not efficient as like the best efficient point guard that you could have, but he still brings that energy. He does have some sort of leadership qualities. You can see it out there when he plays on the floor. He tells guys what to do. Or I believe I seen him in the last game. It was towards the end of the game. They already had it wrapped up, but he fouls because they had a foul to give. And it's because he was in a mismatch that he was about to get scored on. He was about to be giving up some points. So he's fouled out. So he does show some sort of, awareness out there. So I do like that pick just based off of that. And along with what we're talking about with the Minnesota squad, they kind of missing out with D'Lo. They need that extra spark, somebody that they know that could get them a bucket. They need that, if Malik Beasley is getting, pretty much assaulted by the Knicks, which he did get assaulted by the Knicks the game before, he got a little leeway this last game because, this team in the Bucks, I'm looking at the TV right now because I was watching TV here. This team with the Bucks, they're not really that good. So I will go ahead and just say you did the right thing with taking the Bulls. It makes sense because as far as what you're going to expect, I do expect effort, and I do expect that this team ran by Billy Donovan to come out with effort and have a good game plan against this Minnesota team. So you just really got to worry about two guys, and I think depth with it, but that does seem like something I may make an addition later on down the line, bro.
FanDuel has put juice on the 4.5 to -114. I like seeing that.
See that, yeah.
Legitimately, God, generally, I've taken a couple weeks off where because I had the duties of when you have a newborn, I was like, just only focus on NHL. Just focus on NHL. I still obviously follow basketball very closely, but I wasn't fully capping the games. And if I believe if I was capping every single day hard, like we usually are, I would know to be scared of this. It just feels like some guys leaning over a fence offering you drugs. Just 4.5 against this Timberwolves team that just played last night. Bulls are playing good ball.
FanDuel is showing love, man. FanDuel is showing love. That's why I got love for FanDuel. Shout out to y'all, man.